You don't wanna talk right now. Got me messed up like wow. All I wanna know is how. They can say I lost my love, but I was still holding up what was left of us. And now I'm not feeling the energy, thinking of what it could be. I don't wanna end this scene. Standing here watching the door close behind you. Still when we make it, love is fire. Let's fan the flame and make it higher. Make these haters into light. Don't know about us. Baby, let's make fire. When they make it rain, they can put our fire out. Say don't know, we say
We popping.
Turn our mics on.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
There it is. There
Hey,
it is.
hey.
There it is. There
I'm
it
feeling
is.
it now. I'm feeling brand.
There we go. There we go. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Whitney, Trey, and Dwayne, our podcast show. Thursday nights, 8:30 to 9:30. We are in the building another Thursday evening. Ready to have some great conversation with you guys. Have some great perspective. Just some great energy.
Fun.
Some
energy.
laughs. Yeah. Some
Right.
some seriousness. Some
To give you this energy that we got going on, we
Yeah.
wanted to flood, we wanted to spill over to you.
yeah. Give
We
you
doing it tonight.
Give you everything
New
we got.
perspectives.
Everything that we got, right?
How you doing, Whit?
All the energy. I'm feeling great. I'm doing well. Today was a great day. I'm good in spite of the rain. So what? We need the rain to come wash us, right?
Cleanse
to
us.
to cleanse us, to restore us.
cleanse
So I'm
us.
doing well. Trey, what's up with you? How are you over there?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, you've been missing in action.
Yeah, I've been MIA a little bit.
MIA.
A
Taking
lot
care
of
of
it.
some business.
A lot of it.
You
A
know,
lot of it. I think I missed 3 episodes.
that's
That's
a
a
lot
lot.
of it.
That is a lot of it.
That's
That's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Don't do it again.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you back. Yes. So we're in the building, episode 62. Can y'all believe it?
62 episodes.
62 episodes.
Wow,
62
62
episodes. Can you believe it?
Oh man, I wish I had my joint up, man. I'll give us a round
You
of
could have
applause.
your. Why you have your joint up?
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking
Oh.
about our joint for
Oh well, clap. Let's go.
yeah, there we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
60-second
Improvise.
episode. There we go. We got it over there on the big screen right there. We could get some help tonight.
Yes.
Our 60-second episode. Wow.
I can't. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Just keep plugging, man. Just keep
And I'm
plugging.
excited.
Just keep shooting. Just keep.
I'm excited. We want you guys too to call in tonight. We're gonna have an interesting show. 914-968-6499.
Yeah.
Hit us up. 718-705-4959. We would love to hear from you, hear your voice, so you can engage in the conversation. Shout out to our Instagram people. You watching, you listening. Thank you so much. And we want our, who else? Facebook,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Facebook and Instagram.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Also, because we're live on YouTube.
In the Mix Radio.
And
people
in the Mix
tuned in
Radio,
with us.
everybody. So shout out to y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for tuning in to another episode with Conversations with Whitney and Dwayne Treasure. We're going to get right into it. So the inspiration for the show, you guys already know. Our listeners, our viewers, you already know. Meeting an authentic you. Conversations with Whitney and Dwayne. Transformational messages to help you meet you. The inspiration for our show. Get your copy. It's still in books now to help you take a look in the mirror to face you so you can become your authentic self. You know, you can do you better than anyone can do you, and you want anyone to put you in a box, right?
Yeah.
And then we have our Don't Drop Out on You, our new release. Our new release, Don't Drop Out on You. Listen, teachers, superintendents, pastors, ministers, anyone, parents, if you have a child, if you minister to children, if you, whatever, nieces, nephews, if you're auntie, whatever it is, a nurturer, get this book, Conversational Starter, Don't Drop Out on You. It's written by myself and Dwayne. Transformational messages and inspirational messages to help you not give up on you. We're living in a time where people are giving up on themselves. Our kids are giving up on themselves because they can't handle life. They're not equipped right now to handle life and what's thrown at them. And we have to be those who are going to encourage them, tell them our stories so they can be instrumental in this world, so they can live out their full potential, their full destiny, and not drop out on themselves.
Yeah.
And we want to break cycles. You know, we're trying to break cycles. We don't want to recreate or relive the cycles that are toxic. Generational curses. So we're not trying to do that with our kids. And also, you're never too old to break a generational curse. So we don't want you to drop out on yourselves.
Not at all.
Make sure you get this book.
Please do.
Wherever books are sold, you can pick it up. No excuses. No
Yeah.
excuses. You
That is-
heard?
That is the vision for right now with me and my sis Whit. Our goal is 10,000 kids. We want this book inside of 10,000 kids' hands. Of course, we want more, but that is our goal. So we would definitely appreciate those of you guys who are working with youth, whether you're a superintendent, a principal, a teacher, a youth pastor, you're working in a detention center, you're a chaplain, you're a CEO, you're a mother, you're a father, whatever role you have at this particular time, and you are actually working directly with youth. It doesn't have to be in terms of a job. You have a niece, a nephew, a cousin, whatever it is, please make sure you help us meet our goal in getting this book inside of 10,000 kids' hand, because youth right now are experiencing a level of sadness, a level of anxiety, a level of darkness, a level of depression, a level of insecurity, and we want to help them kind of fight back, right? Have them more armed and equipped to deal with some of these emotional and mental challenges that they are currently faced with, while a lot of our parents are very busy with work. A lot of our parents are busy trying to build and secure better futures for their children, and sometimes they just don't have a lot of time to have a conversation. So please make sure you get your hands on this book, and please support this vision that we have at this particular time. Don't Drop Out on You is available for purchase on Barnes & Noble, on Amazon, any online bookstore. Please make sure you get your hands on this copy. We need you guys' help, and we need you guys' support. Thank you so much to everybody who has purchased a copy of our book. We need you guys' help, so thank you so much for the support. What else we got going on?
Let's go with it. Let's get into it. Go get it. Go get it 2019, November 16th. Please, you do not want to miss this
the fourth
transformational experience.
Give me some more energy on that.
It's our fourth annual conference. You do not want to miss this. You want to be in the building. We were sold out last year.
Yes,
250 plus guests. This is going to be phenomenal. One of our best conferences this year. I'm so excited. If you're interested in being a vendor,
Yes.
please hit me up. My Instagram page is I am Whitney D. Smith, or
Yes.
you can go to Go Get It Empowerment Conference on Instagram. Listen, the vendor spots, they're already hitting me up. I only have a few left. Shout out to my crew, Miss Chu and LaShawn. Thank you for being my vision partners with this phenomenal vision that God has given me. I want to see you there November 16th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Early bird tickets are available only until the end of July. Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Men, you will want to be here too. We have something for you as well. Vendors,
That's
get
right.
your spot. Let's go. Let's go get it. I got on a t-shirt. Let's go get it. And we're going to have more apparel for you at the conference.
Yeah.
So I want to see you there. Let's go. You got that Vibe With Me situation going on, right, Dwayne?
Before we get into that Vibe With Me situation, I just want to say last year, Go Get It was sold out. And it was an amazing experience. Shout out to all the other speakers that was in attendance who blessed everybody who was in the building to receive that empowerment that everybody needed, that transformation that everybody needed. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to come out and support my sis Whit, LaShawn and Jamie with their 4th annual of Go Get It Women's Empowerment and Men's Empowerment Conference. Please make sure you get you guys ticket, the early bird special. Vendors, make sure you guys get what you need before August shows up. July is the deadline. We want to make sure you guys get yourself set up before. What you say, Whit?
Yeah, July's not the deadline, but for the tickets to be sold,
There you go.
early bird special.
There we go.
The ticket price is going to go up after July.
Okay.
Vendors, you definitely want to get your spot to make sure you get your space, but make sure you get your early bird specials because the tickets are going up at the end of July.
All right.
How much
there
are the
it is.
tickets?
How much are the tickets, Whit?
Go onto the website and you'll find out.
Okay, there it is. So
Eventbrite. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite.
I will be in attendance. So if you're looking to hear something powerful, something thought-provoking, something that's going to put you at peace, something that's going to give you some power, trust and believe I will be in attendance. The title, the theme that I will be speaking from this year is Through It All. Through It All. The theme for this conference is the breakthrough, right? Breakthrough, right, Whit? Breakthrough, right? So I'm talking about through it all this year, and I'm excited about what it is that I have to say and share with everybody who will be in attendance. So that's what I want to say. Just add into this Go Get It 4th annual with my sis Whit. I can't wait to support and show up and be a blessing and serve everybody who will be in attendance. Prayerfully, we selling this one out as well.
It's
sold
gonna be
out.
sold out.
Let's
Okay,
go.
okay.
Let's go.
We're gonna speak that.
No, it's sold out already.
Shout out
Let you
to
know
my Vibe With Me Army. Once again, everybody who gets up early in the morning with me and just help us start the day. Helping people start the day with God on their minds. Helping people start the day with positive vibes. Helping people start the day with a great energy to go and attack the day. Just shout out to all my people around the world who continue to just vibe with me each and every morning. Lately, I've been playing a lot of videos from last year and the year before last because I got 2 years. Every morning I got up by the grace of God and with the help of God. I got up every day. Rain, sleet, snow. It didn't matter what the weather condition was. I was in front of my home giving you guys this vibe and giving you guys this energy. So lately, these I want to say old but still relevant words have been helping people now. So I'm just preserving energy because there's a lot of vision right now. There's a lot of assignments that's on my life at this particular time. So I'm just preserving energy. But I want to shout out everybody who's been rocking and vibing with D Graham and his Vibe With Me movement with my videos, with the apparel, the T-shirts, the hats, the sweatshirts, with our book, Don't Drop Out on You, and our newest vision, right? Breaking Bread with D Graham. Thank you to everybody who has showed up and attended this Sunday experience where I'm preaching, right? 1 minute is amazing an experience, right, on social media, but I'm giving you an hour of power, just giving you the word over some food, over some drinks. So shout out to everybody who came out to the second Breaking Bread with D Graham. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who came to the first one. The third one will be next month, August. I'm actually considering doing that on my birthday, August 25th. That's what I'm considering. That's a Sunday, but I may do it Saturday the 24th. So I'm very, very excited. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be an amazing experience, and I'm just excited about it. So that's the Vibe With Me segment right now. What's going on with
up. Trey Panache, what's up with you? What you got going on?
I'm in the building.
Yes, you are in the
I'm
building,
here.
sweetheart.
I missed y'all.
Yes.
BFF.
Yes, you are.
One of them.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
I have Trey Panache collection. It is a premium virgin hair collection. You can find me at on Instagram at TRE_Panache, PANACHE underscore collection.
Yeah.
You can also go and purchase my product at TreyPanache.com. I have some new and exciting things coming up. So, which will be featured at the Go Get It conference.
Yes, it will be.
So
and you've been a vendor for years.
About that. Yes, I have. I have supported and will continue to
You
support
better.
your vision that God has given you. But Trey Panache is a luxury that you deserve. So.
And you know what? You just came back from ATL because you were investing in your business.
Yes.
You took some classes.
Yes.
Yeah. How were the classes? Let's tell us about it.
The classes were great. It is it's a cold fusion strand by strand extension. So it's I'm trying to take my clients from getting the sew-ins to getting a healthier alternative, which is the cold fusion. It helps the hair to grow, and it's less damaging.
You're gonna show some pictures later, so they, not later today, but
yes,
next shows, because we have a lot of women who are interested in that.
Yeah, so I'm on fire about that.
I know. So you went away. She wasn't with us because she was investing in her craft. You know what I'm saying? So we're in our spirit check segment. This is where we check our spiritual climate, right? To see where we are, see where you are. I hope you call in tonight, 718-705-4959, 914-968-6499. You can see the numbers scrolling throughout our show on top of the screen.
Yes.
So please call in. We want to hear from you. So we're doing our spirit check real quick before we go into our What's Going On segment. So Trey, let's start with you. How's your spiritual climate this evening?
My spiritual climate is looking forward.
Yeah, I like that.
Looking forward to where I'm transitioning from and transitioning into.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really looking forward because God is doing some amazing and transformational things in my life and also in my business.
Great. I'm in a season of praise. I'm always in a season of praise, but my spirit is just in a praise spirit. I'm just thanking God for being here. I'm excited about what God has for me. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that before I even got to the show, I'm listening, I'm worshiping, and I'm like, wow, I'm praising God. And then thinking about the stuff that I have to deal with, right? The circumstances that still are in the play, right? But I'm like, I feel good. I feel powerful. I just feel great. Even though my circumstances are, kind of not wavering, but they're around, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm in a spirit of praise. So my spirit is feeling marvelous. Awesome. I'm praising God no matter what it looks like, feels like. And oftentimes people can look at our pages and say, oh, they're not going through anything. Oh, they living good. God is blessing them, which he is, because we waking up every single morning. But, the perception is when you see people's Facebook page and their Instagram pages, you don't know exactly what they're going through, because somebody's always going through something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You better believe it. So in turns, we do have things that we are battling with, but we praise God anyhow. And that's where I am tonight. Dwayne, anyhow. Dwayne, where's your spirit?
My spirit tonight is in a space of I'm just pressing and praying right now. That's where I'm at today, right? I'm just pressing and praying. Challenging times right now, but I won't be defeated. And I'm just going to continue to press and continue to pray, regardless of the continuous challenges that continue to arise. Trying to do its best to put me in a space where I give up and I give in, and I just can't allow that to happen. So tonight I'm in a space where I'm just pressing through. I'm just praying. I'm just believing. I'm just waiting on God to just do whatever it is that God is going to continue to do in my life and through my life. That's where I'm at tonight.
That's dope. I like that.
Pressing and praying.
I like that. So we're getting into, you pressing and what?
Pressing and praying.
Pressing and praying.
Pressing and praying. That's where I'm at tonight.
We're going to press and praise anyhow.
Yes.
No matter what. So what's going on?
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 What's happening?
We're gonna get a drop for this.
Yeah.
Anybody want to do a drop for us for the What's Going On segment? Let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah, we need something.
You want to drop? Yeah. You want to do a drop? Let us know. Go ahead, Trey. Our What's Going On
segment
correspondent.
Yeah. So on the 62nd episode, what's going on is students' families who earn less than $65,000 a year will be able to attend the University of Texas flagship campus in Austin.
Word. Do you have to live in-state or out-state? Does it matter?
You have to be in-state.
Oh, in-state.
Yeah, for free tuition. They can go for free.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so the initiative will take place in the fall of 2020.
Okay.
That's the first thing that's going on.
All right, that's what's up.
Did you guys know that yesterday was World Emoji Day?
Nah.
Yeah. So in light of that, to celebrate that, Apple unveiled a new disability-themed collection.
Cool.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. So they have
they added it to their repertoire.
Yeah. So they have an emoji, a guide dog. Also, they have an ear with an hearing aid.
Wow.
That's what that is?
No, it's not up there, but
yeah.
I'm about to say, that's one of the emojis.
Okay.
Yeah. And also wheelchairs and
Wow.
a prosthetic arm and leg.
Inclusive.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
dope. That's inclusive.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope.
And it's
That's
progressive,
interesting.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's dope. I'm gonna look and see
Wow.
after we get off the show.
That's all
After I
I
get
got.
off live.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think that's dope. It's very inclusive.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's all you got for us?
So one last thing I have that's going on is, can you believe that there is not one airport in the U.S. that is named after a woman? Not one. Not one. So a group in California is seeking to rename the Oakland International Airport after Maggie G. She is an American aviator for the Air Force in World War II.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
Maggie. Shout out to
That's
Maggie.
dope. Shout out. Do they have a petition or something going on? How does that?
no, they're just it's in talks right now and they're trying to make it happen.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm all for the black woman.
Absolutely.
Women in general, but black women.
Yeah,
too.
women in general.
Women in general, but
Yeah.
that's dope. Treasure, you're doing such an excellent job with our What's Going On segment. You're just
Very
bringing
much
us
so.
some great things that I haven't heard. Yeah, look at my hair clap.
Round of applause for Trey.
Round of applause for
Round of
Trey.
applause for Trey.
And can I just add on to the What's Going On segment? What we're going to do, and my peoples here, they said okay, right? So we're going to feature a product or feature, I'll say an entrepreneur, small business, entrepreneur, product, or whatever the case is. So if you're interested, please contact us and we'll feature your product or your service on our show during the What's Going On segment. So right now, I want to feature Glossy Diva.
Glossy Diva.
Glossy Diva, Hartford, Connecticut,
Glossy.
cosmetics. Glossy, yes, Glossy Diva. She has a skin care and hairline. So right now, Dwayne, what are you holding?
Glossy Diva.
Okay, what's the product?
This is rose water.
Rose water, and it's called rose water, right? It's a toner and primer and toner, and I'm going to use it for 30 days, and I'll let you guys know how it works out. But I want to shout out to Charlotte Weaver from Glossy Diva. This is a new product that she has.
Nice
and she's
packaging.
Very nice packaging, right? And she sent me, I'm a AKA, shout out to my sorors. She sent me a thank you note, or actually a letter. I don't know, what is it? I can't even talk. But anyway, pink and green. Little
like a
card.
little
It's
card.
so cute.
There we go.
Okay, I didn't know what to say. It was
Glossy
right?
Diva.
Glossy
shout out
Diva.
shout out to her for the rose water.
Rose water.
The toner.
And a primer.
And primer.
And primer.
For your skin.
Yeah, so if you want your product on our show, please send us a DM. We will showcase, feature your joint.
Yes.
As we doing for Glossy Diva.
Yes.
I'm ready to open that up and spray it on myself right now.
No, you can. I don't think you can. I mean, I wear makeup, but not all the time. See, this is natural right here. See? It's natural. But when I do wear makeup, I'll have to tone and prime. So I'm going to figure out how to use this. Charlotte, call me and let me know how to use this thing.
There we go.
But Glossy Diva, we're about supporting
Shout out to
each
Glossy
other.
Diva in
Yes.
the building.
In the building.
Okay.
Okay.
What else we
We're
got?
If you
making
want
good
your products
timing.
featured, give us a shout out.
Give us a
DM
shout
us.
out. Let's everyone please tell our viewers and our listeners our social media handles. Treasure, start with you.
Trey Panache, TRE_ Panache, PANACHE _collection, and Facebook, Trey Panache.
Dwayne.
Okay. The _DGram_movie. That is my Instagram handle. The _DGram_movie. That's my Instagram page. And Facebook is Mr. Graham is God's Child. Right now, I don't know what the hell is going on with my phone, but it is acting all the way up. So once I get back to get some life, I'll be able to engage, respond to DMs and comments and give you guys some of this energy. Right now, I'm blessed because my sister Witter's allowing me to have one of her phones to, kind of go live with you guys. But right now, my phone is acting all the way up. So if you're calling me, I'm not curving you, ignoring you. My phone is dead and it is not charging. Yeah. So please bear with me, be patient with me. We're going to get this thing together.
Wait, let me let y'all into something, right? So when Instagram and Facebook, right, is having those issues.
Those glitches.
Right?
Yeah.
I called Dwayne. I'm like, yo, is your Instagram working? Because my Instagram's not working. My Facebook's not working. Like, yeah, man, no, mine's not working either. And we realized how much social media is a part of our lives.
Yeah, big time.
Right? Big time. So we called each other. I'm like, yo, what's going on? It's like, we kind of lost, but we're not lost. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So we do a lot of things on Instagram and social media. But anyway, so my social media handles, Whitney, Facebook, Whitney Smith on my Facebook, and I am Whitney D. Smith on Instagram. Also on Instagram, you can check me out on Go Get It Empowerment Conference. Check us out if you want to feature your product. Yeah. And this smells good from Glossy Diva too. If you want to feature your product, but also if you want us to come out and speak at schools, want us to preach, because we are preachers, let us know.
Yes, you are.
You want us to come out and give a word. So let's get into it.
What is our topic for tonight?
We're going to have a drop for this, too, when we go into our topic. Yeah. If you want to give us a drop for our What's Going On segment and our drop for when we go into our topic, the segment portion of our show, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram and Facebook. You got,
Or you creative writers out there.
Yeah, you creative artists. We got a lot of rappers and singers out there. Yeah. Come on, hit us up. So call in 914-968-6499 or 718-705.
Yeah.
4959.
Yeah, tonight's topic of conversation
Here we go.
is transitioning from the toxicity, unhealthy, just negative, unfruitful, unproductive relationships. We talking about the transition. We talking about leaving. We talking about walking away. We talking about accepting the fact that it's not working. It's not for you. It's no longer for you. It has expired. The time has come to an end.
Accepting the fact that, or realizing the fact that you're not growing.
There you go.
You're getting worse.
That's what we're talking about tonight.
So we're talking about all of this. And
yeah.
We're talking about this because so many of us are in toxic situations, whether it's love relationships, friendships, job, church, business, whatever it is. A lot of us are sitting in toxic situations.
Yes, we are.
Right? However, there are also a lot of us who have come out of the toxic situations, and we having issues with fully transitioning out of it. Yeah. Right? We're kind of still holding on to that toxic situation. We have like 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Come on.
Right? So we're in limbo. And when we're in this space, we don't know what to do. And sometimes when we don't know what to do, what we do is go back to the familiar. Right? Instead of moving forward, because we don't know what to do. We're in a limbo state. And when we're thinking about moving forward, sometimes we are scared of what that forward's going to look like. Yeah. But we don't know how to do it.
Yeah. And that's what we're talking about tonight, y'all.
So that's what we're talking about tonight. 914-968-6499. 718-705-4959.
Call in tonight. We want to hear from you guys tonight.
And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I have been in many toxic situations. I have been in many toxic friendships, and when I just got about a year and almost 2 years ago, I've got out a toxic relationship. And I just want to speak to that.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them. That's what we want to do tonight. We want to shine a light on you tonight. That's what we want to do.
No, so let's shine a light. Wait, how you say? Point to the.
Point to the transformed person.
Point to the transformer.
Yeah,
hey,
point to the
hey,
toxic
point to
person
the
too. Yeah, we're gonna do both. We're gonna point to the toxic and the transformed person tonight.
All right.
But that's what we're talking about tonight, y'all. That is what we're talking about. Once again, call in. We want to hear from you guys.
So let's get serious.
718-705-4959, 914-968-6499. Please call in tonight. We want to have conversation with you guys about what your experience is, how you can also give perspective to help somebody who will listen to this conversation tonight on Instagram, on Facebook, on In The Mix Radio, our YouTube page, SoundCloud, all these different places that we're going to place this conversation. We want to hear from you guys tonight. So please join the conversation and tell us about how you too can transition from just that toxic relationship, friendship, whatever it is that you know is no longer serving you purpose. That here's the main part of this conversation. That's equipping you for the rest of your life. That's the main part, at least for me. That equipping you for the rest of your life. However much longer we got left to live, but that is equipping you for the rest of it. We do not want to be consumed with that energy. We don't want to be that energy, so let's have conversation tonight.
So let's have conversation about it. So the thing is, and we talked about some of this in our previous shows, but we want to first you identify. So the person already identified they're in a toxic relationship. And if you didn't identify it, we know some of the things that can help you identify if you're struggling with that is that, one, you're not growing. Two, you're getting worse. You don't even know who you are. It's like you become this person that you never even knew you were.
And you staying the same.
Let's
identify those four things there, right?
Okay.
You say you're getting worse.
You're
not growing. You're staying the same. And what was the...
It was kind of the same thing.
Actually, they're not.
What'd I say?
They sound like they're the same, but they're actually not. You say you're not growing.
Right.
You're staying the same. You're getting worse.
And what was
it? You said
don't
know who you are.
There you go.
You don't know who you are.
There it is. Thank you, Trey.
And you don't know who you are.
There we go. So those four things.
Or you're losing yourself.
That's five, actually.
Yeah.
So they're all, they sound like they're the same, but they're really not.
No, they're not.
They're all different. They all have different. There's
different
realms.
Impacts,
there's realms. That's a good word. Impacts and effects on our lives. Right. You're staying the same. You're getting worse. You're not growing.
You say, can somebody write this down?
Right.
You're staying the same. You're not growing.
You're getting worse.
You're getting worse.
You
don't know who you are,
right?
And you're losing yourself.
There you go.
Right?
You don't know who you are,
and you're losing
yourself.
There you go. There you go.
So that's 5 key indicators to help you realize or help you become aware that maybe this is a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, and also 6. Gosh, I wish I was writing this down. 6, your demeanor, your attitude, your spirit is spilling over to your other relationships that are good, that are fruitful. Now you're starting to...
That's good.
What's the word I'm looking for? Now you're starting, your whole being is starting to... I can't think about the word. It's starting to affect your relationships. It's starting to impact your relationships negatively. All right? It's like it being infectious. It's causing this infection in your other relationships that are probably fruitful. Right? So I want to add that to the conversation. Now I want that to be number 6. Okay? Number 6. All right?
Don't know who you are. You're not growing. You're losing yourself. You're staying the same. You're getting worse, and you're affecting others.
Yes.
There it is. That's the 6 right here that we're talking about.
Yeah.
When you are allowing that toxic relationship to affect you, right? Or you are the person who is toxic, and this is what's happening to you, right? So it's either you're the one that's doing it, or it's being done to you, and this is what's happening to you, or this is what you're this is what you're putting out, right? This is what we're covering. So what we're doing now at this early part of the conversation is identifying just the toxicity, right?
Yeah,
we're identifying it, right? We're identifying what toxic looks like, right? So we hear that word floating around a lot of the times, but sometimes we don't have depictions of it, images of it, right? Things that you can attach to. Well, what does toxic look like? Because the truth is, we have a tendency to normalize a lot of chaos and dysfunction, and we don't think that that's toxic. As long as it's laughed at, as long as it's socially accepted, especially in some of the hoods and communities that many of us come from, it's okay to engage in such behaviors. But the reality is, certain behaviors are not really producing a lot of fruit, and as a result of it, we got these 6 things that we just came up with, not just came up with, but
No,
we
we
do
don't.
know are real, right? That really can capture what being toxic looks like, right? Or being in toxic relationships looks like, right? That you don't know who you are. That if we ask you tonight to call in and tell us 5 things about yourself that don't have anything to do with being physically busy or what you like, can you give us 5 depictions, 5 characteristics of who you are? Not, well, I like to go shopping. I didn't ask you what you like to do.
No.
Or I like to eat. I didn't ask you what you like to eat. I asked you to tell me 5 things about you. Do you even know 5 things about you? And don't give me the negative things about you. Well, you know what? I know I'm stubborn. I know I'm selfish. I know I'm angry. I got a nasty attitude at times. Give me 5 things you love about you. And if you can't do that, well, then maybe you are in relationship with somebody who's toxic, and their toxicity now has contaminated or affected or
That's the
impacted
word,
you.
contaminated.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
was looking for.
So now you're so infected with being toxic that you don't even know 5 things that you love about yourself. And here's what we want to be able to identify tonight, right? So again, you don't know who you are. You're not growing, right? You're not growing out of holding grudges, being bitter, staying resentful, right? Remaining angry, always got to be sarcastic, always got to get the last word.
Or always got to point out
Somebody else's
some
flaw.
defects,
Negativity.
point out somebody else's
That's
defects other than pointing out your own defects.
There we
So
go.
you can heal from whatever that you're suffering from, right? Or dealing with. What's number?
Taking accountability.
What's number?
Number
thing?
3, losing yourself.
Losing yourself. You
You're
don't know
literally
who
letting
you
yourself
are.
go. Well, no, which is kind of different, right? Not knowing who you are versus losing yourself is 2 different things. You can lose yourself by no longer taking care of yourself. You stop treating yourself. You stop spoiling yourself.
take that.
You stop exercising. You stop eating right. You stop getting your hair done. You stop getting your nails done. You stop doing certain things that you once enjoyed doing. Come on, Trey. what you got?
Also, and accepting bad behaviors.
Okay.
That's part of losing yourself.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
You start accepting it.
So okay, so that now that we identified, right, those
We got 3 more, but
6,
go ahead.
7 things. You got 3 more. I want to talk to those people who are in limbo and need to know how to transition from I already know that I lost myself, right? I already know that I'm not taking care of myself. I don't know who I am. I already know that I contaminate my other relationships, and every relationship that I come in contact with, or any other new relationships that birth, is always something that fails, or whatever the case is. I already know that those triggers, right?
Tell me what I
I am
don't know.
aware of
me what I
it.
don't know.
Now what I need to know is, how do I get from point A to point B? Like this middle ground, because the thing is, sometimes people are smarter than we think. They know they're in a toxic relationship. But a lot of people do not want to transition out of it because they're scared. They want to be in this, they're comfortable. They don't want to start over. They don't
Change is
want to
hard.
change. I'm too old. I'm about to be 50 or whatever the case is. And they do not want to let the process complete itself. So we have a lot of people that might be in limbo at this time. You know what I mean? Or you're in that stage where, I want to move. I did the first step, but now I'm stuck because now I want to go back, or I'm scared to move forward. So I want to identify, how do I transition? Because the title of our show tonight, our topic, is that transitioning from this toxicity. I identified those triggers.
That's
now.
good.
Now I need to start moving.
Come on, Trey. You
The
want to
transition phase. So Trey,
I think one thing to start to get you started is to write down what it is you want. Is one of the things you want to be happy, to be in a healthy relationship? Start writing down the things that it is that you
I
want.
like that. Knowing what you want.
Because if you don't start there,
Right.
Where do you start?
You can't see.
Right.
Like, in order for you to write it down, you have to be able to see beyond
visualize it.
whatever it is that you no longer want for yourself, right? Which is great, because I think that writing things down for me has been a tool that I've used to hold me accountable, to help me stick to what it is that I'm saying that I want, which is most times better than what I'm in. And better than what I have, right? So when I'm writing these things down, writing actually becomes, kind of like my mirror. I go back to what it is that I wrote down, and it holds me accountable. It encourages me. It makes me go forward rather than just keeping it in my head, right? And then saying it to other individuals who they're maybe in the same situation as myself, or worst case scenario, and they don't want me to grow. They don't want me to grow out of this particular space that we've been in for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years, for the last 15 years. If I sold drugs with my man for 15 years and we was on the block getting money, and then I ended up going to jail, and he's still on the block getting money, or a little bit of money less than what we was getting when we first getting money, and now here I am talking about I'm going to get a job, he's not trying to really be open to hear what it is that I'm saying, especially if that's all he knows, or rather all he chooses to know. So that relationship, I have to be willing to sacrifice that, surrender that, let that kind of toxic relationship go, because it didn't produce any fruit. It gave me a short-term benefit for the little bit of money or a lot of money that I made in the street, but it sent me to jail for a long time. It hurt my family. It put me at risk. It put me in danger. And that's what some of these relationships kind of like that analogy may be kind of good or not so good for certain people because everybody doesn't have that experience, but it's kind of like that when you commit yourself to relationships that are really unhealthy and damaging, right? You not only affect yourself, you affect everybody else around you. Because when I went to jail, my whole family went to jail. It wasn't just me that went to prison. My mom had to deal with that experience. My friends had to deal with that experience. So when you are in unhealthy, toxic relationships, your friends are in that toxic relationship too. Because they got to listen to you tell you about whatever it is that they're dealing with. And most of maybe one or two of your friends, they may not be in that toxic place. So they get frustrated listening to you talk about how uncomfortable or how unhappy or how angry or whatever it is that's going on in that space. So we have to come to the realization that that toxicity that we normalize also affects other people who are not toxic. Like you said, with other people who are connected to us, they have to deal with that stuff. So to your point, Trey, we have to realize that I got to start writing stuff down. I got to start writing down what it is that I want to see for myself if I'm connected to people or if I'm currently that person who's toxic. I got to write down what it is that I can envision as bigger and better than what I'm currently in. I think that that's a start. What you think?
Definitely a start. You got to definitely see beyond the circumstance, and you got to write down what you want. Also, I would say, add this to your list, is that you have to understand that it's a process, right? You got to understand it's a process, and you got to take this journey day by day, like minute by minute, hour by hour. You got to be intentional, but you got to make sure that you know it's a process to it to move forward. It's going to be difficult in that process. You're going to cry. You're going to say, God, why me? I want to, or you might feel like you want to go back because you can't maybe, this visual, you trying to see beyond it. You might get nervous of it or scared of it. You can't see it, but you got to make sure that you understand it's a process and take it day by day. After you write down where you want to be and what you want, you're setting your goals, so to speak, right? Write a vision and make it plain. And just know that vision is going to come into fruition if you just endure the process. So for example, I in the gym, right? I do this 5K app. I don't know if everybody's familiar with it. It helps you, right? My goal is to run a 5K race.
Nice. One day,
right? Mm-hmm. So this app is 5K, and it helps you, with the endurance. It helps you get to that point where you can run. I think it's 3 miles, right? The 5K is 3 miles.
I'm not sure.
Okay, but y'all know out there. So anyway, it gets you to that point where you'll be able to reach that goal. So in this app, it has, it's 30 minutes, but I run like for 2 minutes, and then I walk for 2 minutes, run for 2 minutes, walk for 2 minutes. And I'm like, I'm going to reach this goal. And so it's like I don't try to explain it, but you have 1 week where it's like you do 1 minute running and then you walk 1 minute and then it increases every single week. So then I run 2 minutes and I run 3 minutes. The weeks as the weeks come. Endurance. So it's building my endurance, right? And I'm saying, wow, this is taking forever. But at the same time, I know that I want to run that 5K one day. So I'm going to make sure I keep every time I go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, I'm going to work this app and I'm going to run this and use this as my goal to reach that 5K. I'm going to take it day by day. And every time I go to the gym, right, it's a process. I'm going to get to that goal. Just like with transitioning from that toxic relationship, knowing that it's not going to be tomorrow where you heal from it. It's not going to be tomorrow where you say, "Oh, I'm free. I'm living free. I'm delivered. I'm healed." It's going to be a process. Try to endure the process. Take your time and know that you're going to have to just take it day by day. Don't rush the process. Because when we rush the process, that's when we fall back into the comfortability. That's when we fall back into that toxic relationship. Do not rush.
That toxic mindset.
That toxic mindset. It's going to take some time, and you're going to cry during that pain. I mean, during that process, you're going to question yourself, doubt God. You're going to do all of that. But just endure the process. God is building your endurance in this process of transitioning. I know that was long.
No, it wasn't.
No, that was really good.
It was really great because it actually added to what Trey talked about in terms of writing stuff down. And then you talked about the process, right? Like that you have to be willing to go through, right, this process after you write down whatever it is that you envision for yourself, because you know that where you are is no longer where you want to be. Or you may not be sure if that's where you really want to be, but you know that you don't like how where you are makes you feel. So it's being able to have conversations like this to be able to make connections, right, to then give yourself the choice, give yourself an option to at some point make a decision. Truthfully, sometimes you being such toxic behaviors in relationship for so long that you don't. It's nothing wrong with this. You know what I mean? This is just this is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I call those things great adventures, right? It's like you get on all these rides and you don't mind getting dizzy and throwing up because now you getting on the next ride. You know what I'm saying? Like you done normalized throwing up and having headaches and getting dizzy, and as long as you yelled and screamed and somebody made it seem like it was a good time, this adventure, you don't mind getting on the next ride. You know, so that ride is sometimes the same person or different people. As long as it's an adventure, you feel like this is cool, but you get sick, you get dizzy, you throw up, your head is spinning. You know what I mean? And if you normalize that, then you don't see anything wrong with being toxic. So being able to write stuff down, being able to understand that there's a process I have to go through, that I'm going to cry, I'm going to get frustrated, I'm going to get hurt, I'm going to feel hurt rather. I'm going to have to deal with a lot of the stuff that I don't know how to deal with in order for me to make it to whatever it is that I wrote down. Right, if that's a healthier relationship, a healthier friendship, a better relationship with myself before I put myself with somebody else.
Right.
Of course with God, because you can't do this without God. I don't care who you think you are, what you think you know. The reality is that a power greater than yourself has to guide you out of yourself and then back into yourself in order for you to understand that you have to be connected to energies that help you become a version of yourself you never thought you could be.
Well, here we go. And I wrote this down. So 3, you want to be connection, right? So during this transitioning from toxicity, you got to make sure you have the right people next to you. We always talk about connections and making sure that you're connected to the right people. It's important, because those people can either make you go back to where you're trying to be delivered from, or help you keep moving forward. It's you have to make sure that the people on the ride with you at Great Adventures, you know, they might be throwing up and stuff with you and say, hey, I like this, I like this, I like this. But you need somebody to be like, yo, this ain't good for us. We got to stop this. It's not good for us. So you need to make sure that you have the right people next to you, and we're gonna keep drilling this in your head, in our heads, until we make sure that we check our circles and make sure that the people that are in my corner want to see me transition from that, want to see me in something better, want to see me out of it, want to see me grow. I'm gonna make sure I'm connected to those right people,
and being connected to those right people are people that's gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah, hold you accountable, be your accountable partner.
They know you messing up, but they're just not gonna say anything.
And they're going to keep letting you. They're going to tell you the truth, even though it's going to hurt.
Even though it hurts.
Why are you still in that relationship? You know that guy crazy. You know he wants to try to control you. Why are you still there? And I don't care how mad you get. I'm going to tell you until you ready to go. Because you know what? I'm sorry. Because the thing is that sometimes, because when we're in these toxic situations, we can't see. Our vision is blurry because we normalize it, because we make these excuses, because we want to stay in it, right? We are used to the unhealthy stuff, right? So we can't see anything. Now it all sometimes it takes for a person outside the relationship to say, "Yo, Treasure, you ain't the same. Like you got worse. You know what I mean? You're not making good decisions. You're not even investing in your hair business. You know what I mean? You're not going to church anymore. You're not praying like you used to. You know, when you come around me, you got this negative thing going on. Yo, what's going on? And you can't see it, but I can see it. Right? So the thing is that sometimes people outside, they're not hating on you. It's not they don't want to see you in a dope relationship, a God relationship, something that's going to be fruitful. They want to see you in that. That's why they're going to tell you. When you're in a toxic relationship, you think the person's hating on you. They don't want to. They jealous. They jealous. You know, they don't want to see you happy. That's not the case if you got the right people around you.
And that's the truth, man, because you just took me back to when I was in the street hustling, right? And there was people who was coming up to me saying, "Yo, what are you doing? That's not even you." And I was so consumed with what I wanted to do and what I was going through that I wasn't trying to listen to what these people who seen what I knew deep down inside but wasn't trying to hear. And as a result, I went to jail, man. 5 years to life, having to do time for doing something that they knew wasn't me. But
did you know that was you?
I knew it wasn't me.
Wasn't you? That's what I meant?
I knew it wasn't me. But I was allowing my circumstance, right? I was allowing my circumstance to have me engage in behaviors that had me live the way that I lived, right? And did the things that I did. But thankfully, I had people, even though I didn't listen at the time, but thankfully they was willing to hold me accountable and say, "Yo, this is not you," right? So we have to be able to say to ourselves when those conversations are being brought to our attention, you know what, he's right. She's
not
right.
To get defensive.
Right, not to be argumentative.
Right.
Now, from a spiritual perspective, I could say maybe that was a process and experience I was supposed to have, right? Because now I understand how important it is to listen when somebody's bringing something to my attention about myself. And if I'm off or I'm slipping or I'm not rooted, I'm not grounded, and I ain't got no vision, I don't know really what my purpose is, then you know what, these people can help me not have to go down a path that can be worse. Right. Because here's the deep part, right? I was in jail longer than I sold drugs. That's what's interesting, right? So sometimes when you don't listen to somebody, you can be in consequence longer than you are actually in the experience of whatever you're going to eventually have to experience consequence for. So if you want to prevent having to be somewhere longer as a result of consequence because you ain't listening, well, then start listening. And start taking suggestions to some of the people who are watching you experience something that right now may have had moments when it made you feel good. It may have given you a false sense of identity. It may have given you a false sense of security, right? But something inside of all of us, right? They call it our gut, our intuition. I call it my intuition. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. There's all kind of names for it, right? But something inside of us speaks to every last one of us and says,
"We know.
What am I doing?
What are you doing here?
Why are you with this person? Like, don't go outside today. Stay home." Right. What is like? And if you, when we don't listen to that, here we have to experience some things that spirit inside of us told us not to. So tonight, I guess this is, as always, a part one to our conversations.
Do we ever get to the part two?
So, yeah, we do. We have.
We do.
But like, I guess this is our part one to this particular
we're gonna continue this conversation
of being able to identify, right? Being able to identify
how the triggers and then how to.
Okay.
Well, you know what, too? Another way to identify, even if you are in a toxic situation.
Number 7.
Journal your life for a month.
That's a good.
And then read it.
And then read it.
And then go back and read it.
Yeah, and then read it.
That's good. And then have you ever picked up your journal?
Yes,
I know I have.
Yes, I have.
Dang, I dealt with that. What was I thinking?
Yes.
Ew, really? I went through this.
Here's a journal with me and Whit, right? Here's a journal, right?
That's a journal.
Here's a journal, right? Like where we once were, right, versus where we are now.
But you know what?
When we start to actually, make those changes, when we start to hold each other accountable, right? Now, just from a transparent place real quick, right? We and I have went back and forth plenty of times going at each other about, just things pertaining to ourselves. And I'm grateful for those moments because they actually made both of us better. It made us better. It challenged one another. We challenged each other to be better versions of ourselves. Now, in the moment, look at our face. In the moment, did we like it? No, of course not. We didn't really care for it, right?
And it didn't feel good at the time.
At all, right? But at the end of the day, we have been able to create some stuff coming together, right? Coming together, holding one another accountable, right? A podcast, 2 books, right? Supporting each other's visions, right? That this is what happens when you actually start to transition from those toxic relationships and friendships of people who are not challenging you, who's pushing you into being a better version of yourself. And then you have you get the blessing to create something special, something that outlives you because you decided to commit yourself to the right people who help you transition out of that toxic stuff that's not growing you. But you got to be willing to be connected to people who don't mind telling you, yo,
you messing up.
Yeah. Yo, that smell, that stink. Man, you need to fix that. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and you're going to get an attitude and you ain't going to want to hear it because they close enough to you for you to get defensive.
Right. But and if you're in a place where you want to grow, you are going to have that moment where you're going to go home because when you're by yourself, it's just you and yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to think about that. You will think about that.
That's good.
If you're in that headspace.
That's good.
You know what? One day you'll be forced. Even if you try to avoid it, you'll be forced to confront that toxic behavior, that toxicity.
Toxicity.
I can't say
I got you back.
Toxicity. I said it. Toxicity.
Yeah, you said
that's
it
in your life. You're going to have to confront it one way or the other. It's going to come out. And we want to avoid that. Sometimes we can avoid the situations that we're in, these trials and tribulations. They grow us. And I was thinking today, real quick, I don't know if I'm going to get off topic, but I said the trials and tribulations that I go through or have gone through has made me powerful.
That's a fact.
It's given me power.
It's a fact.
It's giving me power. It's giving me power. It's giving me power. And it hit my spirit today, just differently today. And just know that God has more for you. You should even want more for yourself because this toxicity is it's going to kill you. You're going to be walking around dead and not living. And we want to try to save some lives tonight. You're trying to save some lives tonight.
And I love what you just said, because you just gave birth to this, right? We do not get the more, right, that God has for us until we become more than what we are. Mm-hmm. We don't get the more that God has for us until we become more than what we currently are. And in order for us to become more than what we currently are, we have to be willing to surrender and sacrifice whatever it is that's holding us back from becoming more than what we are. Now, here's the interesting part about that. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That just means that there's additional things that you have to let go. Mm-hmm. It's no different than when you're traveling, right? That luggage, that baggage, that it can't be heavy when it's going in the air. There's a certain amount of weight that is acceptable in the air. Ooh, thank you, God. There's a certain amount of weight that is acceptable in the air. So that doesn't mean that you can't soar with baggage. You can't soar with excess baggage. So you're flawed. Good. You're right. We all going to have issues, right? But there's only a certain amount of baggage that you can soar with. So that doesn't mean you're bad. That doesn't mean you're a horrible person. All it means is you got to know what baggage can make it to the air.
Yeah, I like
thank
that.
you.
Oh, I like that.
That was dope.
Yeah,
I gave birth to that. Give it PC, man.
Yeah, you got that. There it is.
Give me my
There's
credit.
a certain amount of baggage that can make it to the air. Ooh, I'm going to preach that one day. Through it all. Oh, God, here we go. Through it all.
Save it for the go get it 24.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 24.
So tonight, right, we done covered some stuff, man, where
2019.
all we want to do is have more conversations
like
with
this.
you guys and with one another about how to transition away from what's toxic, what's just not healthy, right? Because here's the deep part, right? And we said a lot of deep stuff.
Parts.
You're right. But if you and I or we are blessed to see life 10 years from now?
I will.
Letting go of some of these people who you know are toxic is worth it.
It's worth it.
Because 10 years or 5 years from now, next year from now, right? I don't want to be still having conversations about who's toxic and what's toxic next year, 5 years from now. And then the people who sacrificed with me and believed for me, prayed with me, invested in me, they looking at me saying, you still talking about this person?
You still there? And they over there.
You still allowing this person to have access to you? Like, are you serious? So I don't want to have those persons saying those things to me. So I'm willing to sacrifice and surrender whoever and whatever I need to let go of in order for me and the people connected to me for us to soar with the right amount of baggage.
Yo, and let me just say this. God will show you and confirm to you what he has delivered you from when you are delivered from that toxicity. And you'll say, thank God I left that when I had the chance to leave it.
And you better not take your black ass back.
And you better not take your black ass back. He'll show you what he delivers you from.
I'm telling you.
That he'll show you that toxicity that he delivered you from.
I'm telling you, man.
We out.
Conversations with Whitney,
Dwayne, and Trey.
Part
Peace.
2 will
Part
be
2
next week. We will be back next week with this topic of conversation.
Yes, we are. We're going deeper.
From the toxic.
Come back next week.
Please do. We will be in the building.
What's our outro?
Our favorite song.
I know. Waiting for them to play it.
Oh, okay.
So we can go out and style.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
Social
you,
media.
y'all. We love y'all.
Instagram, Facebook.
There we
In
go.
the Mix Radio.
There we go.
We appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Episode 61. We out. Tune in next week.
There's only a certain amount of baggage that you can soar with. Oh, that God bless us with that word tonight. Oh. There's only a certain amount of baggage you can soar with. I gotta let that minister to me right now. I gotta let that just bless me tonight. There's only a certain amount of baggage you can soar with. Excess baggage can't make it in the air. God.
We out. They don't know about us. They on
Make
us.
sure you get your copy. Don't drop out on you. Get your copy, Instagram. We need you in the building. We need your support. We want all the kids to have a copy of our book. Please make sure you get your copy. Whitney and Dwayne, our book, podcast show, Whitney, Dwayne, and Trey. Make sure you tune in next Thursday. We will be in the building. Hey, we in the building. Turn it over. Good, Trey. Show him. There you go. Give him all that vibe over there.